Hi guys, we have today with us Falguni Agarwal. So Falguni, today want to know about your story, your Balcony experience with the test and all. So before we go to that, please start with your introduction, where you're from and how you have been doing.
Thank you, Rahul, and thank you for having me here. So, as you know, my name is Falguni, and I am an IMB student at ESDA Bocconi Asia Center. Apart from that, I'm also a YouTuber, a national level singer, and a social media influencer. And I've had a great experience at ESDA Bocconi. I am 24 years old, and I have just recently gotten placed at AB InBev.
Okay, superb.
And my MBA experience was lovely.
Great, 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 great. So today I want to mainly focus on the exam point of view. So did you give the other exams? But do you give your CAT exam, other exams, or you only focus on the Balcony test?
So for me, doing an MBA was a very sudden decision. I did not plan on it for like a year before a year or so. So it was just a sudden decision, and I had 4 months in hand before the CAT exam was scheduled. So I did start the coachings and all, and I did take up CAT as well. So I scored in like somewhere around 85 percentile in CAT, and in I also took NMAT. So NMAT I scored 208. After taking NMAT, I got to know about, when I was searching about different colleges and all, I got to know about Bocconi, and I was really happy with all the information that I got. And then of course I took Bocconi test and I cleared it, and that's how I'm here at Bocconi.
Superb, superb. So I'll ask about the question, the main question, why Bokani, but we'll come back to that in some time. So there are two, three options. I can go through NMAT, I can go through CAT. So why the Bokani test first? Well, why did you focus
Okay.
on that?
Yes. So, see, Bocconi accepts a lot of entrance scores, that is from GMAT, from NMAT, and from CAT. But there are two reasons why you should be taking a Bocconi test. Firstly, if you haven't taken any of those entrance exams, then in order to apply to Bocconi, you got to take a Bocconi test. Other than that, if your scores in these exams are relatively low, then you should go for a Bocconi test so that your chances of getting converted increases.
Right, right, right. Of course. So if you're done with the CAT exam, so what do you
Yes.
think is a good number? Like I think, for example, I think 90 percentile is said to be a good number. If you're above 90 percentile, then you don't need to go for the Bockney test. So what do you think is your that trigger point? If you've scored beyond that, then you don't need to give the test.
Yeah, so I feel anywhere above 92 percentile is a safe thing in order to not take the Bocconi test. Below that, it's always better to take the Bocconi test because it obviously your performance in the score also has an impact on the scholarship if at all you get one. And yeah, it increases your chances of converting the uh, admissions.
Right, right. So talking about a scholarship, you just start to talk about that. What do you think is but first of all, did you get the scholarship? Number two is what I should do as a student so that I can also get the scholarship because Bogani is famous for scholarships.
Yes. So, yes, to answer to that, I did get a scholarship. And in order for you to increase your chances of getting a scholarship, a student is provided the scholarship on different parameters. So, there are a lot of things that come into play when the university decides to give you a scholarship. It depends on your entrance exam score, be it Bocconi test or CAT or NMAT, whichever has been accepted. Your performance in the PI is very important. Then comes down to your profile, your work experience, your profile as a whole. So all of these, they club it together and then decide if the student is eligible for a scholarship or not.
Superb. Right, right, right. Superb. So, in short, that in case you have not performed that good in the CAT exam, you have got a very good backup opportunity to score well in the Bokani test so that A, you can
Bocconi test.
Bokani test so that you can A, convert and B, to get a scholarship as well. All right. So, now come to the main part of the day, that what is the test all about? Is it like CAT? How easy the level of the difficulty was? Or what was your feelings, what feedback you want to share after the test?
Okay. So the Bocconi test, I would say, is quite similar to GMAT and NMAT. The difficulty level would be overall somewhere between medium. And, it's a time-based test. So time management is definitely the key to ace it. If we go into the specifics, so there are three sections in the test, which is verbal reasoning, numerical reasoning, and inductive reasoning. So verbal reasoning is for 19 minutes as a whole, and it has questions like there would be a paragraph given or an excerpt, and there would be some statements related to that paragraph, and you have to select the right statement. If it's right, then you get the answer correct. Secondly, would be numerical reasoning. Numerical reasoning is more arithmetic and data interpretation, and it would be fairly easy if you have had a good practice in CAT and NMAT exams. So it's all about practice for the numerical reasoning. And then the inductive reasoning is abstract reasoning and a bit of logical reasoning. So the questions, it's for 25 minutes. The numerical reasoning is also for 25 minutes. So the inductive reasoning, in that there would be questions like there would be a set of patterns given, and they would be making an alignment. So you need to make sense out of those of that flow and select the right pattern. So that's all which is it about. And it's definitely time management. You have to take care of time. You need to be practicing very well. And yeah, that's it. If you have good practice, if you have had a good practice, then it's very easy to ace the test. It's all about practice and time management, I'd say.
Superb, superb, superb. So yeah, I can feel that it's not like a typical CAT exam, which is very hell bent on maths, and you have to ask function and graphs and all these questions.
No, no.
So which is a good news for all the students. And
Yeah, one more thing I'd like to add, that because I have taken the NMAT exam and the CAT exam both, so in NMAT I found the questions were comparatively less logical in terms of Bakoni test. The questions of Bakoni test were a lot more logical, and I enjoyed better while taking the exam.
right, right, right. Is there any sectional cutoff or something like that? Officially, they
I
mention.
doubt. So since there is no negative marking, it's very important that you take that into your plus side, and you do maximum attempts. But the ratio of accuracy to the number of questions attempted is very important.
Right, right, right. And what do you think is a good attempt out of the number of questions we have? So more than 50% paper I have to solve. What was your, how much you scored so that I can convert as well? So of course your profile is quite strong. So maybe uh, you can still survive. But for a person like me, if you don't have a good profile, then what do you think is the ideal number of attempts? Because score, we can't find the score, how much you've scored. So ideal
Right,
number of
right.
attempt, what do you think is a good number of attempt?
See, the verbal reasoning, I feel, so it's very important that you start off with the section that you have your command in. So if you are good with English, start with the verbal reasoning, or if with maths, then start with numeric or any other section. So I started off with English because English is my command. But what I realized is the time limit was very less. So it was very important to maintain that reading pace, and which is why I also started taking IELTS exams. I solved few IELTS papers, and I took some mock exams, which helped me, ace through the test. So I feel, solving overall 85 to 90% of the questions would increase your chances to convert the round and go for the next round.
Okay.
And for me, because I had taken all these exams, so I could solve a lot of the questions, and I performed fairly well, I feel.
Superb, superb. Superb. So now people are going for the test, and tomorrow is the last day to apply. So, what tips you would like to give for the test? We already have covered most of the tips, but what do you think we should students should take care of?
So definitely they should be taking mocks. They should be taking a few IELTS mock papers as well. Practicing is very important. Time management, as I said before, it is the most important because this is a time-based test. And taking mocks, as I said, is important. And having a very calm mind during the exam is very important, because Bakoni has been following this, has been preparing itself for the digital world since very long. It offers students to take the test from the comfort of their home even before the pandemic started. So if you're not a resident of Mumbai, it allows you to take the test from the comfort of your home. You just need to have the facility of webcam, and there's a separate panel who supervises and scrutinizes the whole process. So in that way, I also took it online, and it was very comfortable. So there will not be any problems while taking the test. The institute makes sure to send many emails to the students, making sure that they understand the guidelines, they understand how to go forward with the test. So all of that is not an issue. So it's very important that the student has a calm mind. They have understood the infrastructure, and they are prepared themselves, because I feel if you are prepared, then the test is fairly easy to go forward with.
Right. Exactly.
It's not a big
Exactly.
deal.
Last question: why did you choose Bocconi over the other colleges? What made you pull the final call? Ki, yes, I want to go to this college.
Okay. So I am a person who has always valued international exposure. And even while I was graduating, I always, wanted some international exposure. And then when I decided to go for an MBA, initially I did not know about Bocconi. But then while I started with the coaching and everything, I started exploring colleges and I got to know about Bocconi, that how it is, the only offshore campus of Bocconi Milan in Asia. And the faculties, they all travel from Milan over here. Then it is that it comes in top 5 best European colleges. And the infrastructure, everything, it really, it sort of attracted me a lot, and I was really happy to know all of that. So when I scored well at NMAT, I obviously, I cleared the cutoff, and I was expecting an interview call as well. And I did get one, but in the meanwhile, I did appear for Bocconi test, and I was so convinced with the college that I decided to not go forward with the interview round for NMAT, because I
Okay.
was like, this is my calling, this is here, and I want to be here. And I'm very, very happy to have taken that decision and have come to Bocconi.
Superb, superb, superb. So great, ma'am. So thank you very much. And please say all the best to all the students who are going to give the test because tomorrow is the last day to apply. And thank you
Yeah.
very much for coming and talking to us.
Yes, I would really wish everyone all the best for the second round admissions. And it's just keep your mind very clear, be positive, do the practice. And yeah, I would be looking forward to meet you guys in the campus someday. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.